like if they're just wearing their AR-15.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's different.
Definitely try and
But if they're
stop.
holding it, they're holding
yeah,
it.
that's different.
That's different.
If they're
Shoot to
pointing
kill.
out-
Shoot to kill at that
Dude.
point.
Welcome to the peel.
Welcome to the peel.
Open window episode again.
Dude, this isn't gonna make us popular with like alt-right like freaking protests because they all have guns.
Oh really?
They all like the ones in the Midwest and like South where you can open carry.
Yeah.
I've seen some. They carry guns to let people, anti-protesters, know they mean business. I saw one where they were. It was a Hate Thy Neighbor episode. It was like episode like 5 or 6, and they were like, why does your 12-year-old have a gun?" And it's like, I taught them safety. And they had like an assault rifle, and they were just like holding it during like the protest.
Little
and I'm
baby assault rifle.
and I'm just like, yo, protest. Give a 12-year-old an assault rifle. Okay.
Yeah,
Dude,
sure.
it's the wild fucking West.
Your
Like,
child is pointing it up in the sky like it's supposed to, but that kid's arm aren't your arms. They get tired.
get ready for shootouts, man.
Sheesh.
It's like that one video where that guy went to the most racist town in America, and the first person he saw was that little kid with the pistol, like coming out of like the hometown buffet.
Little cowboy kid.
Yeah.
Dude, imagine just being like, I'm gonna go to hometown buffet. Better gotta bring my phone, gotta bring my AirPods,
My wallet.
my fruit roll up,
Can't
and
forget
my Glock.
Like, whoa.
Dude.
Whoa.
The gun violence has gotten too bad. Wait. Have you guys seen
What's the threshold for gun violence for you?
Dathan.
Where it's like, you know what, gun violence is at a good point right now.
like I don't know how to define that.
Okay, I don't think any gun violence is good.
No.
But it was cool when we would just be able to say Columbine was a bad thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now you can't get them, like, it changes so often.
Yeah. And then like every once in a while one shooting in particular like really like catches the news and the people will talk
Usually
about
because
it.
kids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
usually
Yeah.
because of kids. But like, have you guys seen the TikToker who I think he's called like the San Diego shooter or whatever? And it's not as bad as it sounds.
It's a bad title.
He tracks gun violence in San Diego because gun violence is ranking up in San Diego. Did you know there was? I'm not following him because it really made me sad. There's been like 4 or 5 shootings in the last week
Oh my God.
Like here?
in San Diego, in like the greater San Diego area. They were like talking about these different areas. I'm like,
I didn't know
guys,
that.
it's heating up, literally.
Yeah. God, okay. Well, I feel like first, before we get into the heat wave, we should explain like what this episode is. So, last week we recorded our episode of The Peel, and when I went to go edit it, Dathan's mic was like completely muted. We can like post a clip here.
Of heat. So swollen. It's ridiculous. Oh my God.
And so today we're gonna go like a little bit longer.
Yeah.
You know,
And we're going to go over some of the topics we already did.
Yeah.
Yep.
But and like some like new stuff, and one of these things is the heat wave that's been blowing through
All of California.
killing us slowly.
Oh, historic heat wave. I hate hearing the words historic heat wave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every
Hottest
summer
year.
is a historic heat
like,
wave.
Like, I understand why you need to say it because somebody is going to look at it and eventually be like, you know what? Isn't it crazy that we've had 5 historic heat waves in a row?
Wonder
Like
why.
eventually, some of those right wingers gonna look at it, but I just hate hearing it because I'm like, I know it's gonna be historic.
Yeah.
I know
year.
every year the world's getting worse. It's warmer.
Yeah. The people that are saying technology is lying and that it's not any hotter are just lying to themselves.
Did you see the flooding in Palestine? Right?
Pakistan.
Pakistan. Sorry,
Pakistan and India.
Yes, the flooding in Pakistan and India. And I think it's like creating a lake that's like 100,000 like square miles or whatever. People are being like, this is cyclical. This happens all the time to that
Monsoons
region.
aren't that bad.
And then like
They don't like flood massive areas of the
and they were
country.
like, look, this happens every 40 years. Look at this one. They happened this and the one before. And it's like those ones were 6 times smaller.
6? Not
So-
good numbers.
Yeah, not good
I guess
numbers.
not.
40 years? That's not very long.
Dude, you're like, people are dying and you're being like, this is just what happens.
You chose to live there.
People being like, the amount of people being like Californians are getting a bunch of forest fires because they're doing it to themselves. Have you seen those TikToks?
The governor isn't preparing us for these fires.
People, I feel like,
Yeah, dude, our freezer hasn't even been freezing stuff.
yes. So the heat wave has been so bad that our ice cubes, like only some of the corners, that the corner that's deepest into the back gets frozen, and it takes like 7 hours.
Our fucking bag of peas was fucking melted.
I stuck.
Like,
did?
Shit. There's no
For
ice in
real?
this bag.
Oh,
It's just
God,
loose
that's
peas.
bad.
I stuck our not hydro flask,
Our
Brita
Brita.
in the freezer, and I was like, fuck, I forgot it in the freezer. Then I went to Dyson. It'll be fine
fine.
when I get back. And then I went, and I'm like, it's refrigerator temperature now. It is not particularly cold, and it's still in the freezer now. I'm just gonna leave it there. It's
Yeah.
not gonna freeze that whole amount of water.
No.
Yeah.
What a weak fridge.
Hey,
What a beta fridge.
at least it's alive and not
Dude,
dead.
I made a sandwich, and I was like, why is my cheese kind of warm?
lukewarm cheese.
I hated it. It
Just
was,
for
I
you?
don't-
Do you think it's something like technical?
No. It's
No,
just the
I think
heat.
it's the heat.
And
I think like the temperature is like so hot outside that it's not transferring heat fast enough.
Plus, it's like the most basic fridge
Yeah.
in the world. Like, it doesn't have any. It's just an open close, and it's short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Black.
I really
That's
hope the heat
thing.
wave.
Going back home, like to my parents' place and seeing how tall their fridge is, I'm like, oh man.
You can store so much in there.
Oh.
No, I'm like, my parents' fridge is so big, and they have a second one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been thinking about the mini fridge a little differently. I've been thinking about tossing some of the alcohol in it.
No, we just need to drink it. Why not? Just drink.
It's a whole fridge that is being used to hold alcohol that
we
we are not
invite-
drinking.
All 4 of the people.
Yeah, we invite
All
some
4 of our
No,
Brendan's
gonna-
specifically Brendan's
And
friends.
we're gonna empty our fridge.
We're gonna pregame there, and then
Come
we're gonna
out
Uber
and
over to the
partake.
karaoke
And
bar and
partake
get
to drink
even
as
more
much of our
drunk.
mini fridge as we can.
Yeah, actually that'd be fire.
That'd be fire. That'd be
Okay,
so
for
fun.
It would
reference,
be chill.
Brendan mentioned showing us his friends because none of us are making friends. He said, bring to the house to chill.
Lonely.
I'm like, I go to class and then I come straight home.
Yep.
I mean, that's on you guys.
And our like lights are like dying. It's
yeah, our
it's a
bathroom light. There's one that's
situation.
out. Our
yeah.
ceiling fan has one out.
Our LED lights one night changed colors. When it first fritzed out really bad, it did like 7 color changes in 10 seconds. And then it was just changing a color every like 20 seconds once Dyson got here.
Yeah, you might see like some shifts in the lighting.
But
our
it's,
patio
during the
lights
pod.
out.
it's been way better than that day though.
Our oven
That
lights
day,
out.
it was just going like, it was so bad. Brendan literally just had it auto change.
and that
Because he
didn't
was
work.
like, and it didn't work because it forcefully changing would stop the auto change.
Oh my god.
I was like, at least a fade would be nice, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
go to
On
a
a
barbershop. They're like, you don't get a fade,
positive
you get a
note-
full buzz.
We finally got to see Rings of Power. First
Oh.
episode.
Yeah. And it proved the thought experiment that you can make something that like, I'm not going to say like there isn't a heart in it, but that clearly like the main reason it was made was for money.
Money
Yeah.
grab.
And even if you put a team together that's only there for the money, if you throw enough money at it, eventually it'll be good.
Yeah. And I guess the minimum is 60 million
60 mil
Per episode.
per
per
episode.
episode.
Amazon.
Insane.
Amazon.
And that's not including the 250 mil it costs to get the rights.
We should make an elf that has like all Amazon merch.
Amazon Basics elf.
He's like, I
that's
stand
nice.
elf.
Yeah, you guys went and saw the invitation today, and each episode of Lord of the Rings has 6 times the budget.
6 invitations.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
looks like 6 times the budget. The first like 10 minutes, it's from set piece to set piece to set piece to
That's
set
true.
piece. I was like, huge battle scene, elf kingdom, ice climbing, Like
Oh,
other
the ice
orcs
climbing
are
was
mean.
barren
cool.
wasteland. Like,
Damn,
yeah.
isn't New Zealand
Ice
so
trolls,
pretty?
and you're like, fuck. Dude, they just have it in big words at the beginning of every episode.
Yeah,
of the
to
tourism.
like,
Yeah.
and like a huge cast too.
Oh
so
yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's so many people.
And they're adding more characters. Like we haven't even been shown
This new character.
Isildur or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it was good. I can't say anything else about it. Like it
I'm
worked.
looking forward to the Sonic
and everyone
cameo.
who 1-star bombed it,
With Knuckles? Yeah.
like
You're wrong.
you're either a racist because you're doing it for the black reason, which is a lot of people.
For context, there is a black elf in it, which is not canon to the books.
Dude,
When does Tolkien talk about skin color?
They don't even make a lot of POC elves. Like there's
Answer that
one
question.
black elf,
One elf.
and people are like,
There's actually a second
Black
one.
elf.
There's a female black
Okay,
elf.
but the better thing is this black elf has been grooming.
That's a little weird, yeah.
The grooming this woman in the fields.
because she's like, who are you? And I'm like, you've been watching this town
Yeah,
for 80 years. You're telling me
you know who she
that
is.
you don't know who she is, that you've been paying so little attention.
And the whole town's been talking about it. The whole town's been talking about how you've been.
There's a full-on
been-
race thing about it, too. I'm like, what? You're obviously present in the town. They don't like you. It's
Yeah.
like,
Oh
well,
yeah, the black elf is the only one who experiences elf racism, and that's so funny.
It's so funny. It's cringe.
You see
It
him walk
was
with a
a
white
little
elf,
cringe.
and there's just like, they're just hanging out.
I've had problems with the first episode, but I think overwhelmingly visually
Beautiful.
and just
Narratively was fun.
like the aesthetic, like the pure like aesthetics, not just the visuals, the music,
Yeah.
like the casting, everything just put together. I was like, you know what? I ignore all the little stuff that I don't like.
My favorite part was seeing this one scene and then looking over to Miguel and being like, yep, 100% he's simping for Galadriel. Like, I knew it. Once this one scene, like, it was the ship scene, right?
Yeah.
I think it was the ship
She's
scene.
about to go to
She,
heaven.
like, dives into the water, decides not to go to, like, heaven, pretty much. And then I was like, then I looked over and Miguel was like, looked at me, he was like, okay, I wasn't gonna say it, but yeah, she's good. She's looking good.
Dude, I don't know. I have elves are the same thing as like rich white woman, like a Taylor
Damn.
Swift.
Like a
it's
Taylor
some
Swift.
internalized racism.
I
So
personally,
like, if I get with a peak white woman, I win.
Yeah, like it's some fucko shit.
Yeah.
It's like the same thing people do where they're like, I only date white people even though I'm a person of color.
Do you think that's
literally that
why-
topic was in the invitation. Like,
Oh, really?
It was in the invitation. She's like, oh, I'm going to therapy about that. I was like, what the heck?
Do you think that's why a lot of people really like Daenerys and like the silver
Yes.
hair also?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I think white hair like brings out the white privilege in a more ethereal way that people who even are
Ethereal.
white can see as
And
like
the
white
British
privilege.
accent, you're like colonizer.
Colonizers. Yeah, it's true. Like it's like it was done on purpose. Like yeah, and it gives like this like
I'm just excited to see her character because I have always liked her in the movies, and she just seems like a really badass person. And I'm excited to see her fight people. Fuck,
no.
I am excited to see what they do. That cave troll fight
that was
cool.
awesome. That was
Like
awesome.
everything, it's just beautiful.
Yeah,
like I
just
don't know what
very
else to
beautiful.
say. It reminded me of watching like an MCU movie, like when they first started, where you're just like, "Whoa, this is like visuals I did not expect to see."
These are visuals I've never seen. Yeah, I agree.
Well,
You know?
I mean-
oh, sorry. Go.
no, go.
No.
No.
I'm putting
How about-
my foot down.
How about-
no.
We're all putting our foot down, Brendan.
Brendan.
Talk about how we think it's really hot, and I want to go on a mountain, but it's too hot to go on a mountain.
Oh,
Yeah, you guys have been doing like your 100
hikes.
peak challenge.
I'm like kind of scared to go on a mountain lately.
To say that we've been doing them, I climbed one by myself and we climbed one together.
Yeah, but then the heat wave hit.
Then the heat wave
So,
hit.
like-
it's
a heat wave.
It kind of ruined my plan.
We spent 3 hours in like the kiddie pool, like the little kiddie pool, and I like you can't see it. I'll take pictures for the camera. I have like red sores from where my palms were like pressed. You know when we were doing like the wall thing?
yeah.
Like it ended up like scraping the skin off. Like that night, like it was almost bleeding.
Yeah. When I climbed the peak by myself, it was like 10 degrees like lower and I still almost died. I felt like I was going to die.
Said you took a nap?
I passed out from like heat
I
exhaustion.
was like, what?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
now it's even more humid.
Yeah.
And
Now it's like
Yeah.
humid too, which makes it like almost unbearable to be like just in here during the day.
Yeah, like AC, DoorDashing, going to the beach, theater.
Yeah.
Like just don't be at home.
Yeah,
Don't
when I
be
was-
at home.
When I was at work, I just had people, they would come into the store and they wouldn't even buy things. They'd just look at stuff to have an excuse.
Yeah,
That's
Get in
fine.
the
I did that.
AC.
I did
Also,
that. I went to the Asian market and like I just walked around up and down the aisles because I'm like I don't want to go back home.
I just don't want to leave
It's
this
too
room.
hot.
This building's too cool to leave.
I have a little more respect for what's the Mexican restaurant that delivers our bean and cheese?
Oh, Cotexan?
Go Texan.
Yeah.
Cotexan, because they gave like homeless people water and like Coke there.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
You know
little
what?
nose candy.
You know what? I'm glad I've been repping them as like my like late night like snack. They also have cheap burritos. Like, you know what, Cotexan, you're all right.
You're
For a
all
simple
right.
bean burrito, you really hit the spot. I really agree.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree.
And you tinfoil.
You tinfoil.
Zarape, the place I had today, also tinfoils, which is probably one of the reasons people were like, it's so good.
Yeah. All the decent places here use tinfoil. As you should.
Which every place up north uses tinfoil.
Every single place.
Yeah, we've
What
gone
about
into it enough.
But what about the
Yeah.
ecological
We already-
repercussions?
We already had a full podcast about this.
I just remember watching like an NPR story about fracking, and
Oh, fracking?
every time I look at tinfoil, I think about it. I'm like, oh, that's
Oh, is
no.
that how they get? Is that how they get aluminum?
in Jamaica, yeah.
Oh,
No, yeah. Oh, I mean, it's better for the environment.
Very
Yeah.
Like 100%. Like I can't say it is. It is weird though that even all the places I have gone to that put the tinfoil also paper wrap.
Yeah.
Which
The
I'm
trees
like, you don't need
and
both.
air quality.
It's kind of a waste. Yeah. They do it at Salulitas as well, which is this big chain in this area.
hmm
Also, if you're a company that prints receipts and doesn't give an option not to print, why? And that's my statement.
That was a statement.
That was a statement.
Yeah, I mean, I really want to go on more mountains, Dathan.
We will.
I'm really excited to see more
The
stuff.
heat, the heat wave should be up in about 2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, it's still going to be hot, but it's not going to be
it was
this.
noticeably cooler today.
Yes.
It was.
Like coming back home after like running our errands.
right
like,
now. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Big
we're
difference.
not like oh right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got lights on us and everything.
The whole weekend we were just like, it's the kind of heat where you just like lay down and you don't want to move.
Don't talk.
I was
Don't
on
talk.
r/San Diego, and also a lot of people were like, if you find yourself not capable of talking or thinking, you're just not drinking enough water.
Yeah.
I remember because Dyson, when he said my head's hurting, I went, "Have you been drinking water?" And he was just like, "No."
it's because we don't have enough ice cubes.
Yeah, so it's warm water.
That's why we just got to keep the pitcher in the freezer.
That's why
Use our metal
we
containers.
drink Prime.
Yeah.
On r/San Diego, I saw people were like, hotels are booked out because it's cheaper to stay in the hotel with your friends for a few days than run AC all day.
Really?
Damn.
And I'm like, damn, imagine booking a hotel room for 3 days to get away from a heat wave.
To chill with your friends, that sounds kind of fun though.
I guess, yeah.
But yeah, we tried Logan
Tomorrow
Paul.
night? No, I was just kidding.
No.
I have some words about to say about this Logan Paul thing.
Yeah.
So we tried Logan Paul and KSI's Prime sports drink stuff.
Like the Gatorade competitor for everyone who doesn't know.
yeah, it's weird.
It's whack.
I have mixed feelings.
It's okay.
That's my
So
opinion.
to describe the flavor,
We've only had one flavor so far.
We had fruit punch.
My least
I
favorite
want to try
flavor.
lemon lime actually.
I do.
sometime.
That's
but
my
the
favorite.
fruit punch to me tasted like a combination of like Kool-Aid and like some like
Chalky powder.
Well,
yeah,
that's the Kool-Aid.
like Kool-Aid and like a shitty like Hawaiian punch.
I think the shitty Hawaiian punch flavor came from coconut water.
You think so?
I think because I think the coconut water gave it like that, like made it taste more like Hawaiian.
I have a question. Have you ever had coconut water just in a carton, like
Yeah.
by itself?
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Have you had it cold?
Yeah,
Okay.
and I just like don't like the taste.
You don't
of,
like coconut? Okay.
processed coconut water.
But I will say, he'd be right through those sugar grams and those calories and everything.
Yeah, it's only 25 calories.
Yeah, and all the vitamins. I'm like, pretty good.
like looking at the label, you're like, this is a good label.
Yeah.
If lime is
And
good, I might be a reoccurring customer.
it flushes you out. It fully
Yeah.
flushed Miguel out.
Dude, yeah, I drank it, and then like right after, I started having like gas in my stomach. I don't think I will be real. I don't think it was just like the prime or whatever. I ate all I didn't eat all morning, and then ate like a whole burrito, and then probably just like how sugary I perceived the prime. When I perceive something to be really sugary, my stomach starts to get a little upset.
I don't know. My stomach still hasn't recovered from
Oh,
drinking.
so maybe it is the prime.
My stomach was bothered beforehand.
Probably a combination.
My stomach feels fine.
Burritos here fuck up my stomach.
Burritos have always fucked up my stomach.
Oh, okay.
I will be honest. I just had AC and a very comfortable bed to lay in.
Yeah.
That does help a tummy, I would say. Cold air.
So, what out of 10, what would you give it, Brendan?
The fruit punch flavor of Prime, I give it a freaking like a 3.5.
Ooh,
I'm not a fan of fruit punch.
Okay.
I never buy fruit punch flavored
Like-
anything. So
if Gatorade is the mainstay, and I'll say a Gatorade fruit punch, let's say, even though I don't drink it that often, let's say a Gatorade fruit punch is like a 7 because it's like the standard or
Sure.
whatever.
Sure.
Then this is like a 6.
Like a 6?
Like
Okay.
I think it's worse than Gatorade, but I see its value and I want to try the other flavors. I think the other flavors that might not be as sweet might work.
Might be drinkable.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same ballpark. I think I don't like the flavor as much because it is so sweet, but with how sweet it is and how low calorie that is, I am impressed by how they got it down to 25 calories. So
And they don't use artificial sugar.
yeah, and it's like natural flavors as the label calls them.
Yeah. They don't. I don't
What
know.
fruit?
That's kind of sketch. They
What
just
is
say natural flavor. They don't tell you what it is.
Yeah, but that's all food labels though.
Yeah.
They like you can
Plus,
get away.
it's fruit punch.
Yeah, you can get away with by just saying natural flavors if whatever you're using can be found naturally. I believe that's what it is. Don't quote me on that.
I give it like a 5. Like it wasn't nasty. It wasn't good.
I will say the
Was not
bottle looks way better than the Gatorade bottle.
very simplistic.
Very good design.
I think like an athlete holding it would look good. Like it's made to be held in a promotional image, which is probably the point.
yeah.
Like to be so that Logan Paul in case I can hold it in their promotional
And be like,
images.
whoa, Prime.
Yeah. Get some of their athlete friends.
Now that I think of it, Gatorade and Powerade both have kind of bad
Powerade?
like, labels.
Is it just me, or when you drink Powerade, does your molars kind of feel rough, and you're like,
Whoa, that sounds like a problem.
Also, I have not had Powerade in years.
I used to drink Powerade almost exclusively at buffets because I was like, I
because they
don't
got
want
the blue Powerade in the like,
Water
the
machine.
soda machine, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
and I would be like, I don't want something carbonated, but I want something sweet.
High C or Gatorade, bro?
So I'd
Yeah.
be like, haha.
Never High C.
I'd either do lemonade or Powerade when I was like younger.
Never High C?
I see.
What?
Oh,
It's the fruit punch.
It's a fruit punch.
I just never. Yeah, I just don't click it very often.
I never.
I've done it-
because I've already said it.
I've
on
done
Fruit
it at
Punch.
Costco because they had it. They had it at the Costco back home, right? They had
Did
High
they?
C.
I'm not sure.
I don't. No,
'Cause I
I
know-
think the selections are the same as the ones back up north.
Yeah, I think it's pretty like across the board.
I don't
Yeah.
like Fruit Punch, but I like Hawaiian Punch with like Little Caesars pizza.
Oh,
Great combo. Just saying.
so
Speaking of Costco, have they brought back regional food to Costco yet? You think? Because I know that was a thing that they got rid of during the pandemic. Like different like states having different Costco options.
I don't know. I also haven't been to a Costco outside of California.
And also, if Hawaii got a Costco, they should do spam musubi.
Yeah,
that'd be dope.
I guess they're like their thing.
that would pop.
Yeah, when I was in Texas, I remember seeing that they had like other options before pre-pandemic.
Yeah, they haven't brought back onions yet, and I don't know if they ever will at this rate.
Have they not brought
Onions?
back onions like statewide or countrywide or just California?
Well, at all the Costco's in California I've been to, none have onions for your.
Yeah, but
For your-
California has way stricter like laws compared to a lot of like Midwest South.
Well, I've never
states.
been to a Costco in the
For
Midwest.
somebody who did
I
not
don't go to
grow
the
up
Midwest.
eating Costco, what is onions? Because you just said onions.
Okay,
like onion- like,
so for
they'll
hot
have
dogs, they have a
chopped
machine that
onions.
chops onions for you and drops them onto your hot dog
Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
next to the mustard and stuff.
Oh,
How'd you just get relish
Yeah,
though?
pre-pandemic, they just have like you would just rotate it and it'd slice onions and just drop them on your.
Isn't
hot dog.
relish
Oh,
just
that's cool.
pickles
It
and
was
onions?
lit. It elevated the hot
It's
dog.
just pickles. It's like sweet relish though. I don't like sweet relish.
I agree. I don't like sweet relish as much either.
Yeah, so I just go with the mustard.
Yeah, my go-to was mustard and onions back
Yeah.
before onions got rid of.
Dyson,
What?
I had
do you have a kiss in a car?
I
What is
wish.
that?
Oh,
I am
yeah,
curious.
Dyson had a bad day right before it coming.
Yeah, so I
Sun
was
kissed or something?
no, so I was pulling out. So I was in my car. I was backing out in the parking lot, and I bump into a car behind me, and like I hit, like they like honk the horn like as soon as I like bump into them, and like stop.
right.
I'm like
yeah.
fuck, I just hit someone's car. God damn it! And so I turn off the car, hop out. I'm like, is everything all right? And the woman like gets out of her car and she's like, you hit me. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, and she's like, I'm gonna need your like info for like the insurance. I'm like, God damn it. You have to do this whole thing. And then her husband, like shortly after, like walks out and he's like, hey man, you hit my car. I'm like, I'm sorry, I was just backing up. Like, talk with my insurance right now. Like, I can go grab my like insurance card. So I reach into my glove box and I pull up my thing of insurance cards.
Yeah.
And my insurance isn't out of date, but my cards are, and I haven't swapped out the cards.
Okay.
And so I'm like, hey, so I have insurance, I swear, but like these cards, they're just out of date. I'm gonna like call my insurance company right now, and like we can like, and I can like show you like my info. And he's like, oh man, another one of these people. You don't have insurance, trying to scam me. And he's like, don't worry, I'll have the police come over and like file a police report. I'm like, look, you don't have to do that. Like, I can like send you my documentation. Like,
Especially
I have
with
all
the
of
police
that.
in our area and
Yeah.
how they've just been like, they do not look friendly. They definitely throw people on the ground.
Yeah.
And like shit.
I'm
Like,
I'm like freaking out. I'm like, fuck, I do not want this guy to call the police on me. Okay. And if you, and yeah. And I'm like, I don't want this guy to like call the police on me. I'm like, okay, let me just call my insurance, file the claim. And like, I can give you my claim number and I'll email you like all of my like documentation. And throughout this whole process, he's just like, he's just like, don't want some like another guy scamming me for not having insurance. And I'm just so frustrated with this guy because he keeps talking about like bring the police into this. And if you look at the damage,
Yeah.
like I barely tapped their car. Like you can probably see like a scuff on their like on the chrome of their car.
like something you can buff out.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
And like can't even see anything on my car.
And he's like, you told me he was telling you like, this is a new car.
Yeah, and he's like,
my
this is a new
gosh.
car. And I'm like, God damn it. This guy's like, granted, like
Like you did hit their
I did
car.
hit his car,
Yeah.
but
Like taking
you
it
told
way
me
too hard.
you,
It's
like,
being way too harsh. Yeah.
Stop the minute you touched the car.
yeah.
Like it was like a literal like,
and I wasn't going fast because I was just slowly backing out. And like I back out pretty slowly because like, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Because this kind of shit.
and because
This
the parking
exact stuff.
spots are tiny.
yeah.
You've had bad car experience. Both of you.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, and so I think like once I actually emailed him my documents showing like, hey, I actually do have insurance.
Yeah.
I think he started to like lighten up a little bit.
But he was still rude.
He was still rude the entire time. Yeah,
He
and
said he said something about his car leaking or whatever.
yeah, and like there's some stuff leaking out of his car, like, and he's like, "Is that radiator fluid?" And he goes down and like scoops them up with his fingers and smells it, and then pops his trunk and like looks to see what is going on.
Like a tap is going to freaking
not going
like
to do that.
screw up his radiator.
Yeah.
What? That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Like getting hit at like 4 miles an hour, 3 miles an hour is
Yeah.
gonna
No.
destroy your car.
Again, not even a dent. When
Right.
he walks around the front of the car and he's like, "Okay, show me where you hit." And I'm just thinking like, if you can't even see where I hit you, like,
Why are we here?
is it really that big of a deal? And so, yeah, I like email him my like insurance information and I show him my claim number and he calls my insurance company and my insurance company is like, we'll do our process. It's Labor Day. So it's probably gonna take like a few days. And this guy's so frustrated. He's like, you know what? You just go after he like talks to my insurance company. And then, while I'm going to get like grab
and
a
you took
lunch.
100% like fault in the phone call too, and he's still being like, just go.
Yeah, and this entire time I'm like, I'll like completely take fault.
Dyson's
Like,
just been like the night, and the guy's just like,
I'm just like, I'm sorry. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't mean to hit your car. Like, it's completely my fault. And I and I wrote down like the claim like on the app. Like, it's completely my fault. And he's like, I don't want. Yeah, but like last time this happened, the guy said it was his fault, and then on the phone he said that it was my fault. And I'm like, yeah, I get that happens.
But I'm not that guy.
That's true. I am probably going to be significantly more like harsh on somebody next time I get into an accident because of that.
Yeah.
Because I got screwed that way. I
I got screwed that
You
way
did
too,
too, yeah.
because I'm like, you know what? I'm just going way harder next time
You have to.
because being an asshole is the only way to get through.
Aggressive.
Yeah. Like,
Aggressive.
yeah.
If you're nice, people just step on you.
You don't. He didn't need to be like, you don't have insurance.
Yeah.
Was he white?
No.
Oh, he wasn't?
No, he was Hispanic.
Okay.
Yeah.
At least it was. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like trying to be like really chill, but then so I was just freaking out the entire time. And then insurance calls me like later and I tell them like what happened. And I'm like, hey man, like be honest with me, like, is this gonna jack up my rates? And he's like, no, you're fine. Like it's probably nothing.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, and so that was my day.
I'm sorry that happened to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was stressful.
Car accidents in San Diego. I've only had one car accident before, and it was like by Sacramento, and it complete opposite with this one, where it was like a very positive experience. Like I was like, the guy was nice. He was okay with me emailing him the information so I could get to school on time.
Oh, that's
Like, because I was
So chill.
I was like, this guy was just nice as fuck. And then this time where they were like, fucking lying.
Yeah,
to
my
insurance
other
people. I hate.
my other insurance like stuff that I had to deal with was also pretty chill. Again, it was also in a parking lot. It was in a parking garage this time, and I scraped into someone's car. They weren't there, but I scraped into their car.
You left like a
And I left
information?
like a note with like my cell phone number and like being like, hey, I'm really sorry. Call me or like text me back and I can like send you my insurance information. And they're like pretty chill too. They're like, hey, thank you for like leaving a note and all that.
Dude, people who leave notes, and because I had a note left to me by someone after they scuffed my card in a I buffered it out,
I think,
and they like left, and I'm like, you're nice.
yeah, I
like-
think that I was that person. Because
I've accidentally tapped someone's car and been like, if I scuffed it, I don't want to leave it. You know, I'm just going.
really.
Yeah, when I was like 18 in the college campus, I got
Okay.
stuck in a three-way. It was 3 cars next to each other, all 3-point turning at the same time to get out. We had a 3-point turn, like in sync.
Yeah.
It was the worst parking situation I've ever been in. Like I've been driving for 6 months and I have to 3-point turn in UC in Unison with 2 other people.
Yeah.
Because we were like, I guess like the parking lot like looped around the school and then went into like a smaller corner, and I thought it was gonna loop back out, and so did the other people up in front, like behind and in front of me.
Yeah.
And it did not loop back out, and it was like one way.
Oh my gosh.
Jeez. Man.
Rough.
The only car accident I ever been in was self-inflicted.
But yeah, I was like, the alarm didn't go.
What happened?
Nobody was involved, just me.
Driving down a
Nothing
country
happened.
road.
Nothing happened.
Phone fell
Nothing happened.
in the passenger side.
happened.
And then
Brendan?
It never
reached
happened.
for
Oh
it.
my god.
He reached for it. Totaled the car.
The car just
Oh, is that the card you
the car is just
that you talked
old.
about?
It's just an
Yes,
old
and then
car, you know?
and then it was on the
Nothing
way
big
to
or
our
anything.
mutual friend's birthday party.
Big deal.
And then
was
he
an old
sent me a
car.
text just with the picture because I was like, "Where are you? You're so late." And he sent me a picture of it, and I was like, "Oh my god, are you dead?"
I showed up to the party, by
I
the way.
was so scared.
Everyone be
there.
doing
I got
pictures.
there.
Dyson, when he got into a car accident,
Yeah.
did his picture. When I in high school got hit by a car, I took a selfie on the pavement waiting for an ambulance.
Yeah.
Because I thought my leg was broken. It wasn't. I mean, it was fucked. I had a limp for like 2 weeks. But like it wasn't broken. It was just deeply black and purple.
Yeah, my car accident selfie. Like me and my mom would carpool. Like she'd drop me off at college and then she'd head off to work.
Yeah.
And we were going down the
Highway.
yeah, the diamond lane.
Carpool.
And then like so the diamond lane was like completely clear. We were like zooming through, but the rest of the lanes were just jammed up. And so we were going over a hill as someone was merging into the diamond lane. And so my mom like swerved and like just destroyed the front of the like Prius. Like the front and like the side panels on my side of the car were just like completely like dented in. It was
Yeah, it looked pretty bad.
yeah, it was bad. Like fortunately no one was hurt or anything.
Didn't your mom
It felt like I was in a roller coaster.
destroy her Mini Cooper by running into like a raccoon or something?
Yeah, I forget what kind of car it was, but
That's ironic.
That I
A
think
Mini Cooper, Sly Cooper, raccoon.
I just remember
Somebody
Dyson
was up to
telling
something.
me, and I'd be like, "That's barely a car. It caught wrecked,
Wrecked.
yeah,
hitting a
totaled.
small animal."
Yeah, wasn't it like a Mini Cooper? I forget like what kind of car it was, but
But it
my
was
mom.
one of those like tiny 2-seater.
No, that's
No,
a
was
different
it
car.
not?
No, the Fiat is like our tiny 2-seater.
It wasn't a tiny car that fucked up. Like
No.
that? What? Oh,
Yeah,
it's good that you hit a raccoon.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Raccoon was like
Anything else would have
Gandalf.
killed you.
Yeah,
Again, I was
my
like,
mom and my dad were like driving like down country, like windy country roads, and a giant like raccoon or something just popped out, and they hit it, and I guess it totaled the
Dude,
car.
I-
The damage was too much.
I think you should.
What?
You should find out what animal it is, because we should tell people that car is not safe. The name will be right there.
Yeah.
This is not a good car for an accident.
I mean, I had a friend's car get totaled by a trash can,
The trash can.
a stationary trash can that was just
filled?
a little too far outside of the road. It was filled, I'm assuming, but he was
Yeah.
like driving over a hill, and there was like a trash can that was a little too far out, and he went
Oh, that sucks.
total and flipped his
dude.
car.
Imagine if it was an empty trash can. It just
Wild.
crumples your car like tinfoil.
Well, enough about cars. This is kind of saddening.
What? You guys all got to talk about your.
Yeah, you can tell your
This
car.
is an hour and a half episode. We
Yeah,
can
this
go
is
as long as
We can go
want.
tangents as much as
David's
we
got a
want.
lot
Yeah.
of them. We're gonna be
Throw
here
your
longer
car.
now.
Okay, yeah, I mean, yeah, I've been in a lot of accidents, but I'm not talking about the one that I was under the wheel. I was behind the wheel. I
Under
was
the wheel?
driving literally down a country road that I've driven so many times.
It's the same name as a old.
We don't
classmate
need to
of
go
mine.
into the name. It's a crappy road.
Yeah.
They hadn't been treating it well for years. Tons of potholes. I was trying to maneuver it, but there was this strip that was all pothole.
Towards the end.
And I'm in a tiny Chevy Aveo, not much bigger, like Probably smaller than a Mini Cooper, if I'm being completely honest. Like, it's a small car. We used to call it the Cutie.
They're the same size.
We used to call it the Cutie because it was bright orange and it looked like a little cutie orange.
Yeah.
And I hit the pothole and my tire blew out, and it swung me towards the ditch, and I corrected, and I was like, yes, awesome. And but then I started then my car just flipped.
Because too much like momentum on the other side.
Yeah, and I guess the car wasn't big enough to not hold itself down. And it flipped, and I rolled like 10 times. And then I smashed into like a gate.
How does it feel rolling?
Terrifying.
It's kind of crazy.
I've only ever seen a car roll, which is when I went rock climbing. And I just remember driving and like hearing something speed up really fast behind me and being like, I was with Andrew and I went, what's that? Because I just heard the noise, and we both turned to the side, and then a car just careens right at us. Yeah. And I start yelling at Andrew, stop the car, stop the car, stop the car. And I'm yelling, and he's like, he told me after, he was like, what do you think I was trying to do? What do you think I was trying to do? The car can't just stop.
Right.
Yeah, and he's fucking like, I'm like about to put my hand on the wheel because he's like fucking throwing it all the way to the side. And we stop on the edge of like an overpass without on the part where it doesn't have a rail.
Yeah.
And the car is like this far from us. And I was like, fuck, if that kept on rolling, that would have bounced us over an overpass.
It's like when you do the loop-de-loop on a roller coaster because there's G-forces.
Oh, that's how it feels.
It does not feel like that.
Like,
how many times did you spin?
I mean, like
I rolled like 10 times. I counted.
I mean,
because I was like, it felt slow.
Also, how loud is it? Because it sounded fucking loud from not being in the car.
Huh?
It sounded fucking loud from not being in the rolling car.
It's just
honestly, it doesn't sound loud in the moment. I don't know what it is. Everything was like so slow. All I saw was the parts of the car slowly bending in and like getting closer to my fucking face.
That's so scary.
And then I remember as I got out, I was hanging upside down in my seat, looking down at jagged chunks of metal up at me. And I got out and I crawled out, kicked my door, and my door luckily just came up, like open. And I remember the firefighters like, yeah, wow. If you had like moved your head at like all, like you'd be impaled. And I was like, awesome.
Oh my God. That's why you wear a seatbelt.
Yeah. Insert car image. It looks bad. Like the image, I just sent it to people and people were like, are you in critical condition?
Oh my God.
Yeah, I sent it to my boss because I was closing a midnight shift and I was like, I'm not coming in today.
How shaken were you?
Huh?
How shaken were you?
Not too shaken because he came home while Dyson and I were sitting there waiting.
Well, by the time I had come home, my mom had already taken me to the hospital.
Okay. Because, yeah, I remember just the car rolling and that. I was shaken enough that Andrew's parents, when we got to his house, went, did you guys get in a fight? Because Andrew had a little bit of blood on his hands because he helped pull the person out because the car was sideways and it was like an old lady. And I was like, I had run onto like the freeway and I was just like, this was such a fucko situation. We were about to get into like beef with a biker gang because the biker gang wanted to like fully assault the guy who caused the car accident. Yeah. And we were like, maybe we should just wait for the cops.
This old lady's injured. We need an ambulance.
And his parents were like, don't lie to us. You guys got in a fight after rock climbing. We're like, no, we did not get in a fight. And he's like, you guys got jumped? We're like, no, we did not get jumped.
We did not get jumped.
We were just like, whoa, somebody could have died right there. She looked pretty She didn't look like the old lady that got like was just like bleeding from like the head and stuff. It was just like one of those things, but it was just like really scary. Like in the moment being like, I don't like, oh, Andrew's pulling this lady out. I hope that lady's okay. As he's like pulling her out because she can't get out of her seat. And I'm like, does she have something broken? I don't know. Plus we were the first people to call 911.
Let's go.
Yeah, the person I had passed on Arno because they were driving 40 miles an hour, they told me too. They were like, you weren't really driving that fast. I was just taking it slow because honestly, I was on my phone. And I was like, yeah, I could tell that you were on your phone, so I passed you. And yeah, I wasn't going that fast, and my tires popped. And they were like, I saw you crash, and I didn't think you were coming out.
You were like, I just saw a guy die.
I just saw a guy die. They were more horrified than I was. I was a bummer. I didn't want to, like, it was a D&D night, and we didn't play D&D because I came up and I had shards of glass that had been like plucked out of my arms and shit.
Way to ruin the vibe.
No, seriously. And I just sat there, and honestly, I was just doing a lot of thinking because I was like, I need to move back in with my parents. I was just thinking, I was like, I don't have a car anymore. I can't live independently.
That's true. Dude,
In NorCal, cannot.
British people complaining about when they go to America, and they're like, Americans don't like to walk anywhere.
Like, we can't.
And I'm like, fuck you.
We cannot.
We can't. We straight can't unless you live in like 3 cities.
Yeah, like New York City.
Like Portland and like
Chicago,
and
maybe.
like something else.
Like something else. I'm sure there's one other city.
I'm sure there's one more. But there are almost 0 cities with public transport.
Philly, I guess.
Yeah, California does not have walkability. Our
infrastructure
rating
it's not made for walking. It's made for driving.
Be like, oh, I want to go get food. Walk 8 miles uphill.
Yeah. Well,
uphill there and back.
It's because California is like deeply entrenched in like suburban society. Like,
Plus,
I like
we
Disneyland.
had a bunch of lobbying from car companies over the years.
The amount of dealerships that are in California.
Yeah,
so many.
Did you see Elon Musk straight up say the Hyperloop was never going to be a real thing? The reason he made it up was to stop public infrastructure for transit being built because he doesn't like it himself. And I'm like, well, you don't have to use it.
You're a billionaire.
You could have a private jet.
And he implied, because like one of the reasons he was like, he was joking, like, I don't want to be around serial killers. And I'm just like, you're just like being like, poor people, I don't want to be around them. And I don't want people I know to be. I don't get the argument for being against public trans.
Also, Elon Musk, you have such a big company, you probably employ serial killers. You just don't know it.
Also, the more people that use public transit, the safer public transit will become.
Because,
Also, they do employ, SpaceX employs a lot of former missile company for the American, I forgot what the name is. What's the big, you guys wouldn't know. I'll text it to you. Throw it up there.
We're not a big fan of big money boys.
It's an American military company that I guess every like mid-level graduate from like a tech like college, like the people who do really good, they usually don't do offers, but mid-level, they're like, we'll give you good salary to come work for us because this is definitely the highest salary you'll get because you don't have higher offers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So they pick like a lot of mid-level engineers, and they are also known they scout engineers that didn't get like college degrees for it too.
Interesting.
Like more than any other like tech company for American military missiles. And a lot of those people worked at SpaceX now.
That's cool.
Space Force.
A
final frontier.
Dude, Dyson, if you had been a coder, would you take like an 85K starting salary or 300K, but you're helping develop missiles?
He already knows what he's gonna say.
Dude, if you say missiles, Dyson.
Missiles.
Don't.
The world's gonna end anyways.
I'm just kidding.
Whether it melts or we blow it
85K
up.
is good.
You're like, I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
I don't have to abandon my morals.
Yeah. Like, you're not living lavishly anymore. Like, it's sad that 85K is not like an incredible amount of money anymore.
You have,
Well, I
like,
could just move somewhere else.
somewhere cheaper, and if you have like a romantic partner with a full-time job, like you guys have like an upper middle class house.
Well, I was thinking like I could just work and then like just like find another job that can pay me more.
Like eventually.
With my experience.
Build your portfolio.
Portfolio.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Don't take dangerous.
I found out about
stuff.
it because Michael Reeves got offered a job there. And he was talking about it on a podcast. I'm like, imagine if Michael Reeves, the guy who makes the dumb robots on YouTube, ended up working for an American missile company. And he was like, the money was real good. But I kept on being to myself, do I want to work for an American missile company? Do I really want to do that? And then and YouTube took off.
Do you want to work? Do you want to work for your country? Do you want to?
Is he part of offline TV?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he is the member of offline TV with the least responsibilities. He uploads like a YouTube video every 4 months. He does their big group collabs and he doesn't stream. I would say now he doesn't add much to offline TV, but when he first joined, he had such a complete different audience that him not doing everything they do was fine because his subscribers had like almost zero correlation with Twitch.
Yeah.
So it just like it
So
was
it brought
like,
people to
so it
Twitch.
brought people in, and he gets to just fucking chill.
Yeah.
He straight up says he doesn't develop. He only makes YouTube videos when he really wants to.
Oh, good for him.
That's good.
Good
That's
for
a
him.
good life.
That's like 3 or 4 times a year.
Yeah, good for him.
That's nice.
That must be nice.
It must be nice.
Yeah.
I wish I had
bet.
internet.
Miguel.
I had.
It's wonderful.
I wish I had robot skills and a crackhead energy personality that I could do on a
Develop
YouTube
it.
video.
Well, you got one of them at
Dude,
least.
I would not be a good
Get that
coder.
crackhead grind set.
He's got that like crazy scientist vibe.
He does, and like you can tell it's not like like an act because he isn't really an influencer.
Right.
Like you're like, oh, when other people do it, you know, they're Twitch streamer or whatever, and you're like, no, this is just how this guy acts. He doesn't upload YouTube videos. This is how people see it in public.
40.
Beatbox. Sorry we didn't do that rap thing.
Beatboxing.
But we didn't do it. It's okay. It'll do it another day.
Okay. What?
Speaking of other days.
One of my favorite bands got back together in 2018.
But you found out now.
Yeah, I just found out one of my favorite bands, Mass of the Fermenting Dregs. It's like a Japanese like rock and roll band. Really, really great albums. A lot of them are not on Spotify, unfortunately. You'd have to go to YouTube to listen to them. But they came back together for one album in 2018, and then they just came out with different members because they split up again. They just came out with another album.
The 2018 album, Certified Banger.
Certified banger.
Yeah, Dyson saw him listening to it and clicked it, right?
I listened to them. I found their 2018 album last year.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, damn, this is a vibe. I'm chilling with this.
Yeah.
And then I saw you change your profile pic on Discord to that album cover. I'm like, oh, Dathan listens to that artist too. That's chill.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that you like had listened to them before.
I was addicted to them in like 2014 when I was watching like a lot of anime. I was like, why aren't they in anime themes? But I also understand as like an artist, like you might perceive that as kind of like the end,
Like selling out.
like selling out, like because more people will know you as like the anime like theme song band than as like an actual like certified band.
Yeah.
What do you think, Miguel?
I can see that. Though, like, there are definitely amazing anime theme song bands.
Radio.
That were like, old radio songs are great.
Bangers.
Slappers.
All of them are bangers.
Fuck. What's his name? Fuck. The guy who does the Tokyo Ghoul and Psychopath theme song, all his solo music is like straight fire.
I'll have to check it out. Coda.
Yeah, Coda.
Coda slaps the JoJo themes.
Fighting gold.
Yeah, we all know you guys
Dude.
like that.
The guy who does did both of the themes for Ranking of Kings.
Oh.
That's like genuine. I can put that on and chill.
Yeah.
It's good music.
I think Fire Force's theme is pretty cool.
I haven't seen Fire Force in a couple years. I don't
guess.
remember.
Yeah,
I like this
I'm
band.
a virgin.
This band's really cool
and-
that
Happy
I'm
Fits.
wearing.
The Happy Fits.
What? This
You're going to go see VIP, right?
Yeah.
Under the Shade of Green is a really good album. I really appreciate it. I love it a lot.
Fun fact about Brendan and the Happy Fits, he's seen so many of their shows that like when they saw him at the House of Blues in like San Diego, they were like, Brendan. And then Brendan like act all like shy, like he had like talked to them many times.
Brendan's very like, oh, what if they don't like me? And I'm like, homie, they know your name. They invited you for a drink before.
They didn't.
No?
No.
Okay.
You're misunderstanding something.
Yeah, that was a huge misunderstanding between all of us.
Okay.
Yeah. But they have talked to you a lot, right?
Yeah,
They recognize you.
You should offer them
They
and buy them
recognized you?
like a drink next time you see them because you get VIP.
They recognized you, and one of the first things they asked you was like, so what did you think of the what did you genuinely think of the show? Like, was it better than our other shows?
You're a fan.
Yeah, you've gone to their other shows.
Oh,
I
like all their shows. I think they're great performers, start to finish, from beginning of their career to the
honestly,
end. If there's ever an end, I hope
one
not.
of the better concerts I've gone to.
Yeah.
Such good energy. Having Mags show up.
Dude, Mags was a fire opener.
I was like, oh, I know this guy.
Yeah. I was like, wait, I got this guy on my Spotify.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's rare to get a fire opener.
He was actually there at the LA show at this one.
Oh, was he?
He was upstairs. I didn't say hi.
Yeah. Snarls was really good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a it felt like ascending the like stairs of goodness.
Yeah.
Like it was like a perfect like show.
You know what concert felt like that to me too?
Mitski's?
When we went to see the Mountain Goats.
Dude, Mountain Goats.
Because like their two opening bands were pretty good.
Yeah.
The Mitski had the singer songwriter, right?
They had a band.
Super jelly of you two that you got to
Mitski
see
had a band as an
Mitski.
opener.
Who am I thinking of who had... They weren't a bad opener, but they were like very soft, so it kind of sucked some energy. I don't remember what it was.
Do you know what concerts suck? Stadium concerts. They're the worst.
Yeah,
I mean, we've been to one.
I've never been to one, and I don't want to be to one because I'm like, I don't want to be 70 rows away, and I don't want to pay $300 to be close.
I'm gonna be honest. I like my first 3 concerts were stadium, so I genuinely thought that was just the concert vibe.
experience.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I just thought that was it, and I was like, because I was seeing just like bigger artists. I was just like,
you're just like, I know the radio.
Yeah,
big.
and a lot of my friends like the more like top 40 stuff. So I saw Panic at the Disco,
Rest in
Billie
peace.
Eilish, Post Malone,
That's why I was there.
and all 3 shows. They were good, but I just felt like I don't know something
right
was
next to-
something was missing. Also, I was sitting in like the arena. Like so far away, like it was hard to like.
You have to
like
watch the screens.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
Pretty
You're watching
much.
a concert on a screen.
The only people that I would go to see a concert, or sometimes I do see some people put on like crazy shows.
like Katy
Like
Perry.
some people have like, or what's it called? Was it one of Taylor Swift's tours had like one of her concerts,
Yeah.
and they have huge props.
Oh, we watched the
Reputation.
Reputation.
And I was like, we did not like the album.
Yeah.
We're like, but the show? You're like, there's giant snakes that come out of the wall and she's riding it.
What?
Yeah, she's riding a giant golden-
Reputation is like fire. It's on Netflix.
Okay. Me, Kong, Dyson, and like one other person watched it, and we were like, low key, like I'm not gonna listen to Reputation, but I had a good time with this concert. Like she made a show.
Yeah,
It's the Ring of Power concept. You throw enough money at it.
Yeah. Dude, you know what was disappointing and not worth $70? I'm sorry. Car seat headrest concert.
I thought you guys liked it. You liked the artist, but you didn't like.
The set. I didn't like the set list.
So I only liked a third of the set list.
Yeah.
And teenagers were fucking assholes.
Yeah.
Were genuinely caused crowd crush before the band came on. People passed out.
Yeah.
At one point, we were so tight together. Dyson was on one foot, hand on my shoulder. There was a 12-year-old kid with their mom next to me, and I genuinely thought to myself, there is a good chance I'm gonna have to lift this kid up because this kid might die. Like, that's how bad
It sucked.
It was that bad.
Didn't you say that like car seat headrest has kind of been having this problem where their fan base is like getting younger and younger?
Yes, and
Yeah.
they've spoken out about it too, where they're like, it's weird that when I first started, my fan base was like 20, 21, 22, maybe a little older than me, like my age.
Yeah.
And now I'm 29 and my fan base is like 17. Like, it's gone younger.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's awkward as fuck. And I'm like, I bet it's awkward as fuck. You know how many teenagers are there? So many that me and Dyson didn't feel comfortable socializing because we didn't know who was the teenager because it was the majority of people.
Yeah. Yeah, because
Like, it was
if you're
like-
over 21, they give you like the wristband, and we barely saw anyone with wristbands.
Yeah. But like, I love those wristbands because they make me feel happy when I
Yeah,
see others.
it was like 80-something% teenagers.
That's awkward.
Yeah, I went to a Cave Town concert. It was really crowded. Someone passed out too, but it was.
Yeah, at least you like the set list.
At least I found a person who was my age and kind of stuck in nearby them, and I was really close. I like getting close though.
Also, to give a fairness to Car Seat, even though I hate their set list because I don't like that album at all, I get why they like it. It
Yeah.
seemed very fun to perform. They had like a lot of little things to do with it, and I'm like, I bet you're having the time of your life. I just think these songs are mid to straight bad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hollywood.
The main line is Hollywood
Makes me wanna puke. That's the
Main chorus.
That's like the chorus line.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just such a cliche song about how bad Hollywood is. It's like, God, come on,
we
guys.
know this. We've
You
listened
can
to
write good
Hotel
music.
California. We know. We get it.
You've made 3. I won't say 3. I'll say undebatedly 2 of the best rock albums of the 2010s. Both of them got in the top 20 spots of Rolling Stones. And then you drop this. And you're just, I remember listening to it and being like,
No.
this single, it's not the whole album. You do the whole album and you're like, I don't think I'm listening to this.
Yeah.
And I never went back.
Yeah.
And then hearing all these kids just like
singing along,
as
I'm like,
excited as they were with the things that I consider they're like they're bang bangers, and I'm just like, how is the hypeness the same level?
they don't know the good stuff.
I mean, I've had a good time every time I go here because all their music.
Dude,
what are
Happy
the-
Fits was like
Every
one
album.
of the best like concerts.
Every album is a banger. In
Oh
my
my God.
opinion.
They picked a really good set list. I think it also helps that they don't like the Happy Fits don't really have like
Bad
slow,
song.
like okay.
That's
I've
my
listened to
opinion.
their albums. They're not a perfect
They
band.
have some slow
But
songs.
you're like, they don't have like a dud whole album.
Yes.
No, they don't.
None of their albums have been duds, and I actually do genuinely think they're just getting better. Their albums, I've been enjoying a lot of their new releases, really a lot. No, but what I think helps is they're so energetic. They don't have slow songs. Everything is so like just built for like a concert.
Yeah.
Even some of their somewhat slow songs kind of have like a beat to them.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen them. I've just heard when you guys play it. From how you describe them and how I hear the songs, it seems that them starting to tour as young as they did really helped a lot with like how they express themselves on stage.
I
Because they just
agree.
became very
Yeah.
comfortable at a super young age.
Oh yeah, I like the first concert I went to with them, which was like, I was like kind of far back, and I was like kind of bummed out because I was already a big fan, and I was like listening to all their songs and memorized a lot of the lyrics, and like I was a little behind everyone, but I got to like talk to them afterwards because I stayed pretty late, and I was like, oh, photo, and then I was like, I've got another ticket though, and I'm gonna go see them again, but I'm gonna get there freaking early as shit. So I stood there like a little like little like 18-year-old guy just standing at a bar with like his wristband. I'm like, I'm not here to drink anything. I'm just waiting for the room. And then I got into the room and I'm like, right in the front. I'm like, yeah, I'm in the front.
Since you've gone to like a lot of the concerts over the years, right? How would you say the concerts have like like
progressed. I mean, I've only been to the West Coast concerts because every
But,
time I
like,
see videos of the East Coast, their home turf, those people look like they're having a freaking blast, and they're like a tiny room.
I'm sure some of those venues are venues that they started out going to.
Yeah,
Also,
such cool venues. They look like
we don't have a crazy amount of historical like smaller venues anymore. I mean, like
agreed.
a lot of the big ones closed.
This one, the Troubadour, is one of the historical ones.
Yeah,
it was pretty cool.
I know there's one
there.
in Bakersfield that's like pretty legendary for pop punk.
But personally, I feel like all three of them have just grown to be such great musicians, and I'm like very appreciative that they continue to make music.
Yeah, and they're going to become our best friends.
They're going to be they're going to
not
hang
best
out
friends,
with us.
but I do appreciate you guys. Just letting you know on my media.
They follow us on TikTok.
Yeah.
Hey.
You know,
and we didn't have to do anything for it.
And hey, if you guys want to come on the peel,
dude, we'd love you have you on.
We will make more TikToks. I'm sorry, we're very laxing on that though.
And then Brendan can fanboy out.
Yeah, can ask him all the like deep cut questions.
Yeah. So what inspired you to write Heart of a Dancer?
I think he's answered that question.
Asking questions no one's ever asked him. Like,
how many peanuts can he stick up your butt?
I mean, he's done a lot of interviews, so it's like
if
there's a lot of questions.
If they put all three of you in a room with no food, who would be the first to break and eat the other person?
That's a good question.
That is a good question.
You're like, you know what? You know what?
Okay, just from following him on Instagram,
I feel like
and TikTok, I think Calvin does not.
No, Calvin's too nice.
Yeah, he's too. He's just one of those people that you're like, you're shockingly nice.
Like, yeah.
You're like scary nice. Yeah.
But then there's like, say kind of like me.
No, I was gonna bring up somebody, but we don't need to bring him up.
No, bring him up.
I was gonna say Val.
Oh yeah, Val's very nice.
Val comes off very, very
Val
nice.
is so charismatic.
Yeah,
I was like, she made friends with literally everyone she was working with on the booth.
Yeah.
I mean,
very talkative.
I wasn't super chatty because I was trying to beat Dylan's little grunt.
Little goblin.
So yeah, so you wanted it to work so much that you came back outside, like during your free time, to work.
Yeah, because I felt like I was like, I'm here, I'm mooching off of them. I feel bad.
His own wife Val did not stay, dude. When
she was there the day before.
When I worked with Val, I was like, "What happened to Val?" And then Dylan was like, "Oh, you can go out and chill too. She went out to eat, and she's not probably not coming back." and he was like, "You can take a break." And then I took like a 20-minute break, and I came back, and he's like, "Work for half an hour more, and you can leave."
If I were to say Luke or Ross were to eat somebody in the room, it might be Luke.
Might be Luke.
Luke just seems like that guy. He's like, I'm a rough and tumble guy.
Sorry, Luke.
But I don't think, honestly, out of any other situation, you guys would cannibalize each other.
I hope not.
I hope not too.
But speaking about artists who I think have like progressed a lot, Claro, dude, when she first came out, I was like, I couldn't give a shit less about Claro. The only thing I felt for her was some mild sympathy
and
about
disdain.
Her. No, I had zero
like
disdain
people
for Claro.
like her fan base.
I had some mild sympathy for her because her first concert, people were like, she has zero stage presence, and I'm like,
yeah.
She performed her first concert in front of 10,000 people.
Is Claro
you're gonna have zero stage presence,
right?
And I was like, she's a nepo baby. I really don't care. But I'm like, no, this nepo baby, last two albums, very good. I can't say shit about them.
Is Claro the artist that has her hair shaved and like a nose piercing?
I think we can do it if we try.
Only to say you're mine.
I do not know the words.
You do not. You threw me off.
Yeah,
I was like,
you threw me off until I had to be like, can't listen.
Yeah, that's what I did. I cut him off in my brain. That's so funny. That's so funny.
I'm trying to think of this artist that did this song called Kindergarten.
I don't know.
Was that the girl who went by the blonde girl who went viral on TikTok? Because I think then not the person I was thinking of.
Do you know who else has developed a lot? Who also had a lot of like initial like hate about stage performances? It is now just a straight up superstar, Dua Lipa.
Oh,
yes,
Dua
people-
Lipa,
dude,
yeah.
everyone.
Jack Harlow made a song
and
with
she
their
has
name.
great stage performance. It's literally just people don't start out good.
No.
That's something you learn because you're just focused on doing what you're singing, playing your instrument.
What you're supposed to do.
You're like,
Yeah.
this is what I have to do. This is what I have to do. And then eventually, once you memorize your whole set list and you're comfortable, you like start trying new things out.
Which
Yeah.
I'm witnessing with Graceful Addison. Very
Because
good.
they're like progressing.
They're progressing a lot. They're getting very much better.
I saw it with some YouTube videos of Cave Town shows. I see that some early Cave Town shows didn't look pretty, like just like an acoustic on a stage.
Yeah, that's what I
But now
saw.
he has like a whole like I've seen some shows where he has like a whole thing.
Him and his friends. Well, the three guys he does the band with. They're so adorable together, Robbie and them.
Do you remember of Montreal Dyson?
Yeah.
Dyson's played the song. You guys know the song that's like, what's it called?
She's a rejecter?
Yeah, wish I could play another girl.
Yeah.
hit
About
her.
an incel who wants to hit a girl.
But he can't. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know of Montreal.
I've seen some of their concerts from years ago, and I'm like, dude, it's like an art show. One they had like they did a whole play during the album behind a white sheet with their shadows.
Really?
Yeah,
Whoa.
and I was like, that's lit. That's lit. Dude, you're doing that as an indie band. If you have amazing presence as an indie band, I want you to hit it big because I want to see what you can do with
More budget.
an actual budget.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Great to see. Yeah.
And you're already thinking about the stage. Like, yeah, you're already crushing it. If you have a good set and a good like theme and theatrics, awesome. Yeah. You don't have enough of that. You just have a lot of these people that honestly are mid coming up and then just playing.
Yeah. And even a lot of the people that I think that are good just playing, I don't think I'd want to watch them in a concert.
No.
Because I'm like, I don't think that the vibe I like to listen to them is by myself.
Dude, Ed
alone.
Sheeran still going up and then just playing is unacceptable.
Dude, Mac DeMarco. Did you see his people got pissed at him because he did 2 music festivals in a row where he just had the music on a machine, playing the music, and he would just sing karaoke to it.
No.
What? Yeah.
That's Mac DeMarco.
Mac
Oh
DeMarco.
my
That's kind of his vibe, though.
Oh my
Being
God.
honest.
Mac DeMarco was people called me the Prince of Indie. Now I'm just not putting in that effort.
People used to say that on
Dude,
Rex Orange County too.
Do you think that's an actual thought in his brain that he's
Well,
I don't want people to look at me like that anymore? Because he was huge.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I really dug his. I haven't listened to much of his latest work, but the last album I listened to, I thought was mid, so I stopped listening to. And then I heard he did the karaoke thing like 2 months later.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck! Imagine going and half the place set list being mid and it being karaoke.
You know who would never do that though?
Who?
The Mountain Goats. Dude.
You know who else wouldn't do that? The Mountain Goats. Tell me more.
The Mountain
The
Goats.
Mountain Goats have amazing stage presence.
I would say the Mountain Goats out of artists I see who are a regular band. They're not it's not like Mitski doing her interpretive dance.
No. They're just going on stage and they're doing their thing.
But they're clearly all such good friends, and they'll fucking chat between songs, and they'll be like, I remember at one point he didn't know the lyrics and he sang them off a fan's phone.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he forgot a verse and he stopped and he was like, what was that? And then somebody was yelling, and and had their phone and was like, just give me it, just give me it.
We need to go. Are they ever touring again?
Oh, they
Yes,
tour.
they tour
pretty
all the
frequently,
time.
yeah.
I do feel like I need to see a Mountain Goats.
Yeah.
And the great thing about them is they're not necessarily a new album band. They're we play a great part of our classics and we don't do the same set list. Their subreddit's really devoted. They upload their set list from every show, and I'm like, he swaps out a third to half the songs every show.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
and
nice.
they have
Good
a
on
lot of concert exclusive shows.
Yeah, songs.
Songs,
There's
yeah.
about 500 to 600 concert exclusive songs that have been played over the years.
It does.
Really?
Maybe does he do a cover at all?
Huh? I haven't heard him do a cover. He's just very prolific. There's a website that tries to chronicle every song he's ever performed, and it's big.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them on it.
Yeah. It's like watching the Mountain Goats is like watching like your friend's dad, like really cool dad who's like
you a
too cool to
story?
ever be your dad.
Yes. You're like, I can't imagine him being my dad because he's too cool of a dad. And then you meet him and he's like, he's friendly and he's like, I'll play magic with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a guy who had sent him a magic tweet and John was like, oh yeah, I remember liking that. And he's like, you know what? Give me your username. We'll play a commander game online sometime. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
That's fun.
And then to Andrew, he had him sign like a drawing he drew. And he was like, honestly, like, draw something really good, send it over onto tour. That's how we get our tour posters done. if you're a fan and if you want to draw, just send it in. And I just love the Mountain Goat so much. I love John Darnielle. I like the fact that he doesn't do it anymore. But I've seen earlier clips of shows where he stops people. He stopped the concert once and was like, hey guys, I just want to let you guys know I'm not comfortable with I love yous because you guys don't know me. And like I'm happy that I helped you out or appreciated, but like I think it's an unhealthy relationship to have with an artist.
Yeah.
And people
Appreciate the
they're
art.
like, oh, that's not a lot of people go against the parasocial relationship.
The
Classic arm fall down maneuver.
Miguel loves to do that one.
I think it happens almost every podcast.
He fidgets.
Yeah.
You can fidget with my fingers if you like.
Yeah, it happened during the Lost episode too.
The lost one.
But
Don't worry, I'm gonna do a voice dub of it. I am.
Yeah.
I want to see how good I could do.
Yeah, I think that'd be funny.
Yeah, right.
Also, you want to hear some drama, Dyson?
Some tea.
About Shia LaBeouf?
Yeah. Sure.
Spill it.
Hit me with that.
I told Dathan this, but Shia LaBeouf, I'm not sure about his legitimacy because Shia LaBeouf is such a complicated person and his dad, and I'll get more into it, but he's saying that the abuse that he went under in the movie Honey Boy, he faked.
What?
Lied about it.
That he did, that his dad, he's like, my dad was a troubled, like, blah, blah, blah man, but he wasn't abusive. And people are like, oh, yo,
Those awards
what
should
do you
be.
mean?
What?
You can't lie about that.
You got awards in your movie calling it a true story.
I teared up.
But a lot of people brought up that like he's been getting closer with his dad.
Yeah,
right?
a lot of people are. So some people are like, Shia LaBeouf like is the type of person who would lie about this. He's like really unstable, and he's been getting super close to his dad, and his dad like. Also, I read his dad's interview about the movie, and the way his dad spoke about it, you can tell he was holding back. Like shit. He was like, I made mistakes. But you know, I love my son. And I'm like, you know what? I think it might just be like I think maybe he like over exaggerated the abuse, but I feel like it definitely happened just because this is coming out right when him and his dad's relationship has been the best it's ever been.
Right.
And he's like, I fucked over my dad. I shouldn't have done that to him. And I'm like, dude, maybe you're just like,
Or, Miguel, maybe his dad pushed him to do that. His dad has always been in part of his life for his business.
post 18, no.
No.
Oh.
After 18, he fired his dad.
I just thought we were doing conspiracy theories.
But no. Yeah, I read a whole thing about like his. I was like, I'm gonna read an interview. I'm gonna watch some of the podcast.
Also, in Honey Boy, they show you that he like fired his dad, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, he his dad. It's because his dad did say some of the things definitely happened in certain different ways. Like he's like, there was a prostitute with a pimp and I had to go, but he never slept with her. That wasn't a situation. I just got in some beef with that. And I'm just like, I don't know, man.
I don't
But
know.
yeah,
Continue.
It's not helping Shia LaBeouf's. Like I just hate John Berthenol. It was part of the John. I ended up watching like an hour of the 2 hours of the John Berthenol podcast.
You're legitimizing Shia LaBeouf. You're
Yeah.
like bringing him back.
And he's like,
yeah, Miguel, you're bringing him
Yeah,
back.
I'm bringing him back. But freaking also, but yeah, John Berthenol brought him on, and his way of being like, I'm not legitimizing him, is him saying, I don't fuck with that shit you did to FK Twigs. And I'm like, okay, if you don't fuck with it, you shouldn't have had him on.
I gotta keep you accountable, right?
Yeah, he straight says that. He's like, I'm here to keep you accountable.
And give you a platform.
But you're my friend.
And he has 60 accountability partners who he meets every Wednesday for a bike ride and every Saturday for beach time. And I think to myself, so and he calls them dudes, which, like I said, makes me think that they're all men and it's just a dudes club of guys who exercise together and then say, earlier this week, I was shitty to a woman. And everyone's like,
Imagine you're like driving and you're like at a stop sign and then passing by, you just see Shia LaBeouf
And-
just leading
John Berthenol, Kevin Abstract.
an army of bark riders going to the beach to play volleyball.
And they start barbecuing and some shit.
They must go to a rich beach
Yeah.
so that they don't get like fucking flooded and everything. Yeah,
Dude, I want to get invited.
I do.
I want to
I want to film it
Yeah.
secretly.
I want some burgers. That sounds like a good time. Just a beer and a burger.
Beer and burger with Shia LaBeouf.
Talk about how you're bad to women. Talk
And
about it.
It's not helping that people are further legitimate. Like, he's further like coming out as the good guy because he's like on Florence Pugh's side against Olivia Wilde. And I'm like, you got fired from the movie before problems on set happened with Olivia Wilde, it seems. Because of what you did. And the Florence Pugh Olivia Wilde thing happened after you left. You're just trying to pivot it to make people be like, he's trying to be a good guy.
Yeah.
He's trying to have a voice and call people out and call himself out. And you're like, okay, fuck you. You can't just be like, I did something bad. Now I gotta be a movie star and hang out with all famous people and be platformed to millions of people.
Right.
I feel like, I don't know, the Will Smith slap thing was kind of like that.
I do not. The Will Smith is way less.
But I also saw a video of someone analyzing
Staged.
the slap and saying like it was exactly like another slap from like a long time ago with these two different comedians.
Also, I saw a video essay done by FD Signifier, the guy who did the Mike Tyson essay about Will Smith. And I kind of get it because he did chronicle Will Smith the past, like he's been having like comments about his wife like super regularly
Oh, really?
for like the past like 5 years.
I mean, because they have
Because
an
it's-
open relationship, don't they?
Because it's and people were really like shitting on him and his wife and then they like started and then like he was going into that like
There was
he's-
like the estrangement thing.
and his own like he like his own wanting to protect his own he's basically like his own mom was abused and like he was like seeing his own wife under fire and like honestly I can see you just in the moment being like I have to stand up.
Keep my
Like-
wife's name out of your damn mouth.
I have to stand up, especially since like listening to the interview, like him talking about his dad, him being like, when my dad was old and he was in the hospital, I walked by the stairs and I thought I'm gonna get you back for all the times you did that to mom, and he was gonna throw him down the stairs. And he's like, and I thought about killing him for a solid 40 seconds, stopped there, and then I moved away and kept on pushing it. And I'm like, yo, he spent 30 years in Hollywood being like the perfect person, and now he finally has like a scandal that he's doing. You know what? I'm gonna let it slide. He went 30 years, and the worst thing he did was slap someone.
Is that really the only thing he's done?
He's kept
Really,
so out of drama.
Will Smith has been a squeaky clean boy.
The second biggest thing he had was he used to be a Scientologist back during like his earlier career.
I remember that.
But don't you think like maybe this slap was like orchestrated so he can have a platform to talk about his
I think.
things?
I
Have
think
you
that
heard his
might be
diss
part of it.
track?
Right? Like I feel like so he can have an opportunity to talk.
He has one diss track called Nice Guy where he disses on like 4 different people in like different lines of dialogue. And it makes sense what you're talking about because it is so like him being like, like, you kind of slutty, but you know what? More power to you. Like
Will Smith is the nice guy.
Trying to roast, but then like taking it back.
Like FD Signifier said, he was the perfect black man for 30 years until he wasn't. And then, yes, he did something wrong, but they hopped on him harder than they would hop on anybody who's done way worse stuff.
Yeah.
So get off Will Smith's dick,
At least
everybody.
he's not Mike Tyson and went to jail.
Go off to Shia LeBouf. Yeah, like get pissed at Shia LeBouf. Get pissed at people who did more than just a slap.
Yeah. And
I think that's a good place to call it.
that's the peel.
I have
That's
a
the
question
deal.
for you, audience. Do you like your popcorn with cheese or mustard? Which yellow do you prefer? And that's the peel. Let's move on.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Eh, eh, eh.